वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वति नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। नारायणं पद्मभुवं वसिष्ठं शक्तिं च तत्पुत्रपराशरं च व्यासं शुकं गौडपदं महान्तं गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमथास्य शिष्यं श्रीशङ्कराचार्य गतास्य पद्मपादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यं तन्तोटकं वार्तिककारमन्यान् अस्मद्गुरून् सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतो वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। You can repeat. ॐ ब्रह्मदेवानां प्रथमः सम्बभूव
ॐ
ब्रह्मादेवानां प्रथमः देवः
विश्वस्य कर्ता भुवनस्य भोक्ता
विश्वस्य कर्ता भुवनस्य गोप्ता
स ब्रह्मविद्यां सर्वविद्याप्रतिष्ठाम्
स ब्रह्मविद्यां
सर्वविद्याप्रतिष्ठाम्
अथर्वाय ज्येष्ठपुत्राय प्राह
अथर्वाय ज्येष्ठपुत्राय प्राह
पर्वणेयां प्रवदेत ब्रह्मा
अथर्वणेयां प्रवदेत
ब्रह्मा अथर्वातां पुरोवाचाङ्गिरे ब्रह्मविद्याम् स भारद्वाजाय सत्यवहाय प्राह भारद्वाजोऽङ्गिरसे परावराम् शौनको ह वै महाशालः
शौनको
शौनको
हवै
हवै
महाशालः
महाशालः
Angirasam vidivadupasannah paprachcha.
अङ्गिरसं
अङ्गिरसं
विधिवदुपसन्नप्रच्छ
विदुपसन्नप्रपच्च
Kasminnu bhagavo vigyate.
अस्मिन्
कस्मिन् नु
भगवो
भगवो
विज्ञाते
विज्ञाते
Sarvamidam vigyatam bhavati iti.
सर्वमिदं
सर्वमिदं
विज्ञातं
विज्ञातं भवति
भवति
इति
This is the last mantra we saw. Now the Shaunaka here, he asks a question. Kasminnu bhagavo vigyate. Sarvamidam vigyatam bhavati iti. So you can mute the mic now. So kasmin bhagavo vigyate sarvamidam vigyatam bhavati. It's a question which the Shaunaka asked Angiras. And Angiras, the teacher, Shaunaka, the Shishya, he approached the teacher Vidivat Upasannaha. He approached the teacher Vidivat with Shraddha, with Bhakti, Samitpanigi Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam, in keeping with the Vidhi, as expected by the tradition. He approached and asked this question. It was a big question, very profound question. Kasminnu bhagavo vigyate sarvamidam vigyatam bhavati iti. What is that knowing which everything else is known? Unless the Shaunaka knows something, some background, you cannot ask this question. Therefore, Shishta Prabhadam Shrutavan Shaunaka. He must have heard the, the, the words of the Shishta. He must have heard the Upanyasa, some lectures, or he would have read some text, would have gone through some text on its own. Therefore, he has got the doubt. Therefore, he wants to know. Therefore, he wants to know. Doubt is there. Therefore, kasminnu vitarke, no vitarke, doubt. He wants to know. But what he means by the question was, what he means by the question is, Jagat Karanam Kim. Jagat Karanam, he wants to know. He doesn't know what is the cause. Or he may have some confusion or some doubt because he has only heard, not Vidivat, not he did not attend any class. He just came across this knowledge, apatata jnana. It's called paperback knowledge. Therefore, he puts the question in a nice way. That shows that he had some paperback knowledge, apatata jnana. Instead of asking directly Jagat Karanam Kim, he's asking Kasmin Bhagavo Vigyate Sarvamidam Vigyatam Bhavati. It all amounts to the same, the question only, what is the cause for this Jagat? Probably Jagat could be the cause of the samsara. That is why he asked this question. Maybe Jagat, we think generally that is a cause for samsara. That is, what is the cause for this samsara? That meaning also we can take. But anyway, traditionally we don't take that meaning. He is asking Jagat Karanam King, what is the cause for this Jagat? Because we see so many things in the Jagat, sky, stars, sun, moon, huge mountain, trees, rivers, all this constitute Jagat. The Milky Way, that is also Jagat. And the Milky Way which has not yet been formed, that is also Jagat, Jagat only. All this, we also have the same questions. We also would have had the same question. We would have asked from where the stars have come. How does the stars shine the sky? How does the sun has come? We also would have asked this question in our childhood. And we will get some stories. If you go after in finding the cause of this all the stars, moons, then you become a scientist. You become a scientist when you start analyzing the objects of the Jagat. And the same analysis, if it is turned towards oneself, we never ask this question, what or who is the cause of me? From where I came? How did I born? Where was I before birth? And where will I go after death? We never inquire. We always inquire, what is the cause of this star I see in the sky? What caused the star? What caused the moon? What caused sun? Searching after that will make you a scientist. Searching after yourself, knowing to know the cause of you, you become a sage. Becoming a sage or becoming a scientist, it's a matter of the inquiry into what we inquire. Inquiring into the objects of the world, you become a scientist. Inquiring into the nature of you, the true nature of you, you become a seer, a sage. Who am I? From where I came? Where will I go after death? This is a question Nachiketa also asked. Yeyam prete vichikitsa manushye astityeke nayam astiti chaike. Etad vidyam anushishtas tvayaham varanam yeshaha vara tritiyaha iti. Nachiketa, he has this the question as the last boon from Himadan Maharaja. Some people say after death, Atma also dies. Some say Atma doesn't die. What is this Atma? It means Atma is myself. I'm asking about me. Who am I? That is a question. So here the question what Shaunaka asks is Jagat Karanam Kim. Jagat Karanam Kim is another way of asking. Another way of asking, who am I? Because I'm also a part of the Jagat. Jagat doesn't exclude me. When I say Jagat, I am also included in the Jagat. I with this body, mind, sense complex. It is Jagat only. This body is a Jagat. This mind is a Jagat. The sense organs, the thoughts, the emotions, feelings, whatever may be the emotions or feelings, it could be anger or happiness. All these are Jagat only. Anything which you objectify, that is Jagat. Jagat doesn't mean only the Srishti, what we see. That is Jagat. Anything you objectify is Jagat. That is why it is difficult to translate the word Jagat. We see a very loose translation, Jagat as world. It is not just world alone. That which keeps on changing without rest, that is called Jagat. Gacchati iti Jagat. Gacchati means that which keeps on changing, which goes and goes. It means it undergoes changes. That is called Jagat. Therefore, it's a very profound question what Shaunaka asked Rangiras. Jagat Karanam Kim. So he must have asked with a lot of understanding. Jagat Karanam Kim iti. Now, the teacher will answer. We saw Purva Pakshi raise a question. He raised a lot of questions. Why did he ask this? Then he must be already knowingly is asking. Why does he ask all those things? We saw and we answered. It is because he wants to speak less in front of the teacher and present the question as briefly as possible. Therefore, Akshara Bagulyat, Ayasa Birutvat. Therefore, he asked this question. Okay. Yes, this question. All these things we saw in the previous class as Samadhanam to the Akshepa raised by the Purva Pakshi. So I think we don't have to cover that. Then we can go to the next mantra. From here, the Angiras gives his Upadesha. So we will read that. Tasmai Saho Vacha.
Tasmai Saho
Vacha
Ve Vidye Veditavye.
Ve Vidye Veditavye
Ye
Itihasma.
Itihasma
Yad Brahmavido Vadanti.
Brahmavido vadanti
Parachaiva Paracha.
Parachaiva
Chaiva
Paracha
Paracha
This is how he starts. Tasmai sa ho vacha dve vidye veditavye itiha sma. Tasmai, kasmai, shaunakaya uvacha. That is Angiras, that is Angira, Tasmai, Shaunakaya, Uvacha, Uktava. He told. Angiraha, Tasmai, Shaunakaya, Uvacha, Uktava. He told. What did he tell? Dve vidye veditavye, to be gained, to be known. To be known by whom? To be known by Yavamukshu, by the seeker of freedom. Freedom implies knowledge. Without knowledge, there is no freedom. Because bondage is really not there. It is only a notional bondage. Samsara doesn't have separate existence. There is no existence for samsara as a separate entity. So, therefore, freedom is possible only by knowledge, removing the wrong notion which I gained. So, since freedom implies knowledge, therefore, veditavye, to be known, to be gained. That word is important, veditavye. It is not something to be done. It's not kartavya. It is veditavya. Not kartavya. It is not kartavya. Dve karmani kartavye. It didn't say that. Two things have to be done. No. It is veditavya. To be known. And since the knower is a mumukshu, and the mumukshu now he has become a jignasu. In the beginning he was a mumukshu. Now he wants to know because he understood that knowing only makes me free. Therefore, it's a transition happens from being a mumukshu to a jignasu, wanting to know. That is why the question is asked. If you want freedom, then if you stop with just being a mumukshu, then you will be doing some karma. You will be doing some karma in any form, which could be a upasana or whatever may be, any karma. Those karma will not give freedom. Karma will give certain results which facilitates, which helps you being free, but it will not give freedom. So if you stop being a mumukshu, then you will end up doing certain karma, upasana, japa, dhyana, and all this pilgrimage, doing some such activities, which all are important, helpful. For what? In preparing you for gaining jnana. And the jnana is possible only when you want to know. So you have to become a jignasu. From mumukshu, you have to become a jignasu. It's a big transition. So that is why veditavye. So Shaunaka asked, he is a jignasu, he is a mumukshu. Now a conversion has happened in him, so he has become a jignasu because he is a mumukshu. That is why he would have gone through some paperbacks and gained some apatata jnana, some indirect knowledge through upanyasa, also reading some books. Now he has understood it is to be gained from the teacher because it's a knowledge. It has to be gained. It has to be taught. So therefore, he is a jignasu. So jignasu Shaunakaha asks this question, and the teacher answers. Veditavye, dve vidye veditavye. Two things. Two vidya. Dve is Sankhya Shabda. It is Strilinga Dve. Vidya Vidye, that is also Vidya Shabda. Akaranta Shabda, Rama Shabdavat, Rama Rame, Vidya Vidye. Dve Vidye. So, Pratama Vibhakti, Dvivachanam, both. Veditavye, that is also Dvivachanam, Pratama Vibhakti, Dvivachanam, Tavya Pratyaya, to be known, to be gained, to be understood. Veditavya, vididatu. So two vidyas are to be known. Iti ha sma, in this manner. Iti ha sma. Ha and sma, they are nipata. They are nipata, avyaya, which is in the sense of nishchayarte. Nishchayarte nipatau hasma. Bhashakara, I think he himself will say hasma. That is in the sense of the certainty, definiteness. The sense of certainty, definiteness, ha and sma. It is used here. That is, the two vidya should be known for sure. Two vidya should be known for sure. Definitely should be known. And also, hasma can be in the sense of remembering, recollecting. Recollecting, the two vidya should be recollected. That meaning also you can take. Two vidya. What are those vidya? Paracha, aparacha, paravidya and aparavidya. Paravidya and aparavidya. These are the two types of vidya, knowledge. Yat brahmavidaha vadanti. This is what the brahmavidaha, brahma veti iti brahmavidaha, the knowers of Brahma, the knowers of Brahma here can be taken as Brahma meaning Veda. Veda is also called Brahma. And the Brahma, ultimate reality, that is also called Brahma. Brahma can mean the Veda, or Brahma can mean the reality, the truth, the Satyam, that is the Chaitanyam, Ishvara, Parameshwara, that also can be taken. So the knowers of self, Atma, that is Brahma, are the knowers of Veda. They say Vidyas, two Vidyas should be gained for sure, definitely. What are they? Para and Apara. Paracha, Aparacha. Two disciplines of knowledge must be gained by the Mumukshu, which the knowers of Brahma talk about. This is the meaning of this verse. Knowers of Brahma talk about two types of knowledge, Paravidya, Aparavidya, two disciplines of knowledge. Now, what is Paravidya, Aparavidya? Paravidya is Brahma Vidya. Paravidya is Brahma Vidya. And any Vidya other than Paravidya is Aparavidya. Paravidya is Brahma Vidya, Atma Vidya, Akshara Vidya, Bhuma Vidya. That is called Paravidya, the ultimate knowledge. I've got different names. You can call it Paravidya, Brahma Vidya, Atma Vidya, any name you can call. And Apara is that which is not Para, is Apara. Or that which facilitates in gaining Paravidya, that is called Aparavidya. That which facilitates in gaining Paravidya can be called Aparavidya. Paravidya is Karana Vidya. Paravidya is Karana Vidya, knowing to want to know the cause. Paravidya. Aparavidya is Karya Vidya. You want to study the Jagat. You want to study an object. You want to know about an object, molecules, atoms, all the studies, physics, chemistry, astrophysics, biology, nuclear physics, all these are the study, even biological, physiological, psychological, all these study, they come under Aparavidya. These are about the study of the Karyam, the whole Jagat being the Karyam, study of any particular object, particular thing, that is Aparavidya. And the cause of that, the study of cause of the Jagat, that is Paravidya. Cause of Jagat is Brahma. Therefore, Brahma Vidya. The knowledge is called Brahma Vidya. So Paravidya is Karana Vidya, Aparavidya is Karya Vidya. So therefore, Paravidya, which Vidya is greater? Paravidya or Aparavidya? Paravidya being Karana Vidya. Knowing the Karanam, you know all the karyas, the causes, products. Knowing the cause, you know all the products. Knowing the clay, you know all the products made of clay. Knowing the gold, you know all the products made of gold. Knowing water, you know all the forms of water, whether it is a foam or bubble or the waves, you know all the forms of water. So, which is greater Vidya? Paravidya. Being Karana Vidya, Paravidya is greater Vidya. Paravidya is Advaita Vidya, and Aparavidya is, since it deals with the thing or the object, therefore it is Karya Vidya, Dvaita Vidya. It all deals with Dvaita, duality. Subject object division will be there in the study of this knowledge. Dvaita Vidya is called Aparavidya. So, two types of Vidya, Paravidya and Aparavidya. Now, this Paravidya, about which the Shastram says that Paravidya is this Brahma, the knowledge of Brahma is Paravidya. And the Veda, the whole Veda, which Bhashyakara will say, that it is Paravidya or Aparavidya. The whole Veda is also Aparavidya only. The Veda is also Aparavidya only. The Vedas are nothing but the Shabda Rashi, the collection of words, the collection of words and sentences which help you in gaining the knowledge, which is Brahma. Therefore, the words are also nothing but the tools. They are also nothing but the means, the sentences. Even the Mahavakya, you are that, Tat Tvam Asi. These are the words of a sentence. These words give you the knowledge, ultimate knowledge. That is Paravidya. But the words as such are Aparavidya only. To understand the words, you need to know the Vyutpatti, you need to know the Vyutpatti of the words and the place of the words in the sentence. What Karaka is that? Whether it is Karta, Karma, all those Karakas, whether it is a Namapadam and a Kriyapadam, whether it is a Visheshana or a Vishesha. So many things are there in a sentence. You have to know the syntax of the sentence. You have to know the syntax of the sentence, and you have to do the vichara and understand the meaning of the sentence. You have to understand, you have to analyze each word. Tatutvam Vasi in this Mahavakya. This is called a Mahavakya, great equation. Tatu, Tatpada Vichara. You have to do the Vichara of the word Tatu. And Tvam, you have to do the Vichara of the word Tvam. All these words have to be analyzed. You cannot just taken to be like that. You have to analyze what it means. And all these are done with the Aparavidya. That is why Vedangas are there. Vyakaranam is important. Grammar is important. Samskrita knowledge is important. Vyakaranam, only Vyakaranam is there, then you can analyze the words and the sentences. Without Vyakaranam, will you understand? So therefore, Aparavidya facilitates. It helps you in gaining the Paravidya. That is why we say the words are important, because the words are the carriers of knowledge. Since the freedom implies knowledge, gaining this knowledge, and the knowledge is possible only through words, and the words are the carriers of this knowledge. Therefore, the Sampradaya is very careful in handling the words, in usage of words. It cannot use any words it likes. The Sanskrit word also, when it is translated, it has to be carefully translated. Otherwise, it will create confusion or wrong conclusion in the mind of the listeners. You have to be careful in the usage of words. Shabda, Shastram, Pada Shastram, all these are important. Even if you read any text, any book, any spiritual book, you have to be very careful about the words they use. I myself have seen this experience. I was reading the book Be As You Are, the teachings of Ramana Maharishi, edited by David Godman. I like that book very much. I was reading the book before. I've read it many times. If I take the same book after a long time, I took the book and just wanted to read. So I randomly took some chapter, started reading. Many lines when I read, all these are looks really confusing and paradoxical and not acceptable. Not the words of Ramana Maharshi, the market. I'm not talking about the words of Ramana Maharshi, but the author's view of what Ramana Maharshi had told. What Ramana Maharshi told, that also we have to analyze properly. It's self-inquiry, who am I? It's a very big thing. You have to understand the implication of what Ramana Maharshi says. But what people have understood, listening to him, created a lot of confusion. Even in this book, he says Ramana and Advaitins, they agree on most theoretical matters, but their attitudes to practice are different. What is theory? Do you have theory and knowledge? You have practice and knowledge. Knowledge being what it is, where is a theory and what is a practice? There is no theory and then practice. You don't do first learn the theory and then you practice. The truth being you, how can you have the theoretical knowledge of the truth and practical knowledge of the truth? There is no theory and practice and all. There is no theory and practice. The truth is truth. How can that be a theoretical truth? The truth is Tatutvam Asi, Jagat Karanam Brahma Aham Asmi. That is the truth. First I will learn theoretically, then I will practice it. How do you practice it? We said knowing itself is moksha. Knowing itself is moksha. Then how are you going to practice moksha? Practice this knowledge. There is no practicing. Practice of medicine is there. Practicing of any particular field is there. But there is no practice of this theory, this Advaita knowledge to put into your theory, practical knowledge. There is no such knowledge. Where is theory? We are talking about Satya Vastu that is conveyed in the form of Shabda, the words, and the words convey knowledge. When the knowledge takes place, you understand and you become free. The moment you hear the equation, Mahavakya, provided if you are sufficiently prepared, matured, enough to gain this knowledge, that moment you become free. Hearing these words, you understand. The words are not just magical formula. No. Hearing the words, you understand. You understand this is what it is. The understanding removes ajnana and therefore samsara. You become free. That's all. Where is the practice? Shavana matrena jnanam bhavati. For a yogya adhikari, if an adhikari has got all the yogyata, sadhana chatushtaya sampannaha. It's very important. That is why we talk about the sadhana chatushtaya sampanti again and again. If he is a sadhana chatushtaya sampannaha, when he hears this upadesha from the guru, that moment he gains knowledge. That moment he becomes free. He understands. If at all, if he doesn't understand, there may be some lack in adhikaritvam that we need to gracefully accept. We need to gracefully accept. Either I have doubt in what the teacher says. In the upadesha of the teacher, I have got certain doubt. Not that I doubt the teacher. I have got doubt and that I clarify it. How? By doing mananam. Manana is important. Manana is clearing all the doubts. You have to do vichara. For that only we study Shastram. The Shastram helps itself you to do the mananam. First Shravanam and then mananam. It automatically takes care. That is called inquiry. Mananam you do. After mananam also this knowledge as though we have to experience this Brahma, this Atma is also, it's as though it has to be experienced. Therefore, it has not yet become practical. This is what the people think. It has not become practical means the knowledge you have because of some habitual errors, habitual mistakes. Because of some habitual mistakes, this is the result of this knowledge, that being free. It is not experienced. That anubhava, it's not there, you can say. That because of the habitual errors. For that we have to do nididhyasana. That is why this 3. Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. But knowledge takes only by Shravanam. There is no doubt about it. Knowledge takes place by Shravanam, listening to the Vakyas of the Guru, and the Vakyas are keeping with the Shastram. Shravana Matrena Jnanam Bhavati. And further Mananam and Nididhyasanam, one has to do for a length of time. It could be, the time cannot be defined. It could be maybe 10 years, 15 years, 25 years, the whole Janma, the next Janma. It depends on our, purely depends on our capability or our status. It purely depends on our status, where we are. Nididhyasanam is required. One has to do Nididhyasanam, Shravanam. Nididhyasanam doesn't mean meditation. You cannot meditate. You cannot meditate on Aham Brahma. You can do Nididhyasana. You can do meditation on an object. Meditation is Saguna Brahma Manasa Vyaparaha. There is an object. So you can think about the object. You have an Ishtadevata. You can meditate on Ishtadevata, the form of the Ishtadevata. You can do Japa. You can do Japa. Japa is also a sort of meditation. We are trying to focus on a particular mantra or particular form. If it is particular form without any verbal words, you are not using any words or mantra. You are meditating on a form. That is meditation. Their subject object is there. You are the subject and you are meditating on a particular object. In Vidyasanam, on what you will meditate? You are the meditator. You are the meditator. You are the meditation. Everything being you. Nididhyasanam, what we do is we remove the errors, the statements of the Upanishad. Even though it makes sense to me, but because of my habitual error, because of my habit, I do the mistake. When somebody tells you are idiot, that affects me so much. When somebody tells you are not good for this, you are not good for nothing, it affects me so much. Shastram says I am everything, but when somebody says it is affecting me, I become depressed, I become rejected. Why? Because the I is now associated with the words what the other person had told, not trying to identify with the words of what the teacher had told. So your association of the word, your association of aham with what, that makes a difference. The teacher had been telling repeatedly, tatatvam asi, tatatvam si. That doesn't affect you. But the moment other person says you are an idiot, that affects you. That is because of the strong orientation. That has to go. That is why we do Nididhyasana. In Nididhyasana, we try to remove the error, the habitual errors. You don't have to sit and do. Even studying of the Shastram itself is Nididhyasana. That itself will take care. Because studying the Shastram, you are contemplating on the words of the Shastram. So all the wrong notions and the habitual errors it will go. And when you see that in practice, there is no practice. When you see that, when you are not affected by the words of the other person, then it's a sign of jnana. It is the sign of that jnanam is being slowly assimilated. For assimilation, only nididhyasanam is required. For assimilation. Therefore, all this starts with the words. All this starts with the words of the teacher. Therefore, the words of the Shastram, that keeping with the Sampradaya, it's very important. If you read any book on your own trying to understand, that will create a lot of confusion. We cannot just swallow the words. Sampradaya, it's very careful in handling and making the student understand. Doesn't ask the student to swallow the words. Therefore, when you read this, I experienced, that's why I'm saying, I was reading the book even yesterday. In the same book, he says, in Sri Ramana's opinion, the solution to the question, who am I, is not to be found in or by the mind, since the only real answer is the experience of the absence of mind. How can you experience the absence of mind? The absence of mind has to be experienced. If mind is not there, no experience is possible. If mind is not there, experience it's not possible. Experience of the absence of mind is contradictory. You may say mind is not there in deep sleep, but I have the experience not during the deep sleep. In the deep sleep, you don't have any experience. In the deep sleep, you alone are there, and the mind is temporarily resolved into you. The mind is temporarily resolved into you. Mind is nothing but Chidabhasa. The Chidabhasa is because of you. The Chidabhasa is you, Atma, the consciousness. We say Chidabhasa is reflected consciousness. That is resolved into you. So you alone are there. After you wake up, you recollect the mind, which is not functional in the deep sleep, that the functional, that non-functional mind, the deep sleep, it remembers, recollects. It remembers, recollects. Therefore, since there is no functional mind, you don't have any experience in deep sleep. For any experience, you need a mind. And experiencing the absence of mind is contradictory. Such thing is not possible. They talk about manonasha, and all. You cannot destroy the mind. Without the mind, Atmaganam itself is not possible. Mind alone is a karanam for samsara or moksha. If mind is a cause, then we have to tackle the mind with the mind only. How are you going to gain the absence of mind? If absence of mind, then why Bhagavan has given you mind? The first, he not have given the mind itself. Given the mind means it is a tool. It is given to be used properly to understand, not to destroy the mind. Destruction of mind, manonasha, is not possible. And the self has to be experienced in uncontaminated form. Another word. How can the self be contaminated? The self is always uncontaminated. It is Shuddha eva, always. It is as though it becomes contaminated. And now we have to experience uncontaminated form of Atma. If I read again the same book, I just close the book. I can find so many paradoxical things are there. All this, why I could able to find now? Because of my exposure to Shastram for a length of time. This is what my teacher also had taught me. The words are important. Just not swallowing words. Viveka, Vairagya, Shama, Dhamma, Paravidya, Brahmavidya, Aksharavidya. Knowing words is not knowledge. Understanding is called knowledge. That is what Bhashyakara is going to tell you. Paravidya is Brahmavidya. Paravidya is Brahmavidya. That Brahmavidya in the form of words is also Aparavidya only. The Upanishads also is Aparavidya only. The words of the Upanishad, the Vedas is also Aparavidya only. The words, what it conveys, that which you understand, that is Paravidya. That understanding is called Paravidya, Brahmavidya, not the mere the words of even the Veda, even the Vedanta. So anything other than Brahmavidya, the knowledge, that knowledge is Aparavidya alone. This is what the knowers of Veda they talk about. And in more detail, Bhashyakara himself will say. So I have given you the base for the Bhashyam. And read the Bhashyam, you will see how Bhashyakara beautifully presents what Paravidya is. Even the words of Upanishads are Paravidya iti, Bhashyakara will say. And the knowledge what conveyed by the words, that is Paravidya. We will see more on this the next class. So we stop here. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vachishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.